So I had the privilege of starting my mission in Entre Rios and also ending in Entre Rios. The word Entre Rios literally means between rivers, and that's how it is. There's a river on the west and a river on the east, so it's completely surrounded by rivers. It's a lot different than Santa Fe in that the majority of Entre Rios is a lot of country, a lot of farmland, a lot of chickens, a lot of cows. Pretty much everyone who lives there has chickens or some kind of birds in their backyard. It's a lot less educated as far as the people go. They're a lot more laid back. They drink a drink called mate, which is like an herb. It's like a grass that's crushed up and they put into a cup called a mate. They drink it through a filtered straw called a bombilla, and they just drink on that all day. And they pass it around from person to person and drink this mate drink. It's actually pretty good if you ever get into it. And so you notice that there's a lot more of that culture in Entre Rios, and that they just kind of sit around a little bit more. A lot of people are construction workers and farmers, and so they have a lot more time to just kind of sit. And you'll notice the people in Entre Rios are a lot more willing to accept what you're willing to talk about. They're not as much as in a hurry, that they'll be willing to sit down and talk to you for a while. But really, really good people in Entre Rios. A lot slower paced. Entre Rios, especially on the eastern side, is really close to Uruguay, and it has I met a lot of Uruguayos, or people from Uruguay that lived in Entre Rios, and that was really common for the people to also have been over to Uruguay. They share a lot of culture with Uruguay. Basically, people from Uruguay and people from Entre Rios are basically the same people. I had a companion from Uruguay, and it was like he was Argentine, that they're really pretty similar, with maybe the exception that the people from Uruguay drink more mate, which is surprising that you can, but they do it somehow. There's a lot less crime in Entre Rios. It's very uncommon that missionaries get robbed in Entre Rios, except for one city in particular in the north called Concordia, which is a little more dangerous, but I didn't hear a lot of people getting robbed in Entre Rios. In La Paz, they're famous for their hot springs. They're very touristic places. There are a lot of country things to do, whether it be camping or hiking or things like that. It's a very old city, La Paz. There's one of the biggest triathlons, I guess it would be, in La Paz, where there's biking and running and swimming. It's one of the biggest in South America, and it all happens in La Paz. In Concepción del Uruguay, also very touristic. Close by, there's a palace of one of the first dictators of Argentina called, I think his name was Urquiza. And so there he has his palace. It's all a museum now. There's like a church that you can go into and go and see where they executed people. You can go see the man-made lake that they have over there. We went over there on a P-Day with some members once. Very cool.